All right. So again, attacked again today for trying to help someone out. They don't realize, like Jesus said, he you will listen to, but him you won't. Jesus comes out of us, out of the ones that are close to him. This guy said that get close to God. If you're getting mysteries, then you're close. Okay. So nobody knows how close anybody is to God but themselves and God. So the apostate church is Isaiah said, Isaiah 5:9, the Lord Almighty has declared in my hearing, surely the great houses will become desolate, the fine mansions left without occupants. The mansions in heaven, they don't have a place to go to, so they turn black. That she turns black. Someone said to me, where are you teaching all this junk from? I get it from the Lord. I study to prove myself to be worthy, 10 to 16 hours, sometimes more a day. I work 8 hours. I come home, teach for 2 hours, read my Bible in the morning for 2 hours. That's 12 hours a day, daily, okay? To have someone tell me, get closer to God, I'm not here to preach a cotton candy. When people say things to help you alone, and you cover the ESV Bible, let me tell you one thing. I'm going to show this right now. If Google says the ESV is corrupted, it's corrupted. But these people won't listen to me. The church is corrupted. It was way back then. Remember, den of thieves, synagogue of Satan. And I know what's behind one guy that goes to these churches, what his motives are. And yet he tells me not to that I need to get closer to God. Such judging. Now, I was just telling them the truth. The ESV is corrupted. So let's do this. What's the difference between the ESV and the KJV? Oh, it's not going to say it this time. The ESV, okay. The differences between the KJV and the ESV. Listen to this. So the KJV is making very strong point that is impossible for God to lie, whereas in the ESV is only telling us half the truth. What does that make it? Corrupted. Okay. Uh, and I'm just doing this to help the people. And he comes back to me. I have to leave this person. I warned him, I can't be teaching you anymore. If you're just going to turn away and go back to these fake teachers, I can't be around it. I have to get away from those in the false church. Okay. He goes to the false churches and reads the ESV. And he says, people don't want to hear this. You're splitting my hairs. Exactly. That's what it needs to do. It needs to feel need to feel condemned inside from the teaching so that you learn and you get away from it. But they justify the ESV. What does this just say? It gives half the truth. That's a lie. If you don't give the full truth, you're giving a lie. So that's all I want to do about it. I'm being struck in my all my oranges fell off, Mark. The one guy screaming and yelling at me a couple days ago, the orange fell off the tree. Hmm. I had one starting to grow. It died off the tree. So I know which ones those are. The ones that casted me asunder. Okay? I'm not here telling a fake word, guys. I study this Bible. I'm telling you, 12 hours a day. I could do it at work and I do it at home and then I come and teach and sometimes I read my Bible at night. I ask God for the one that struck me down. Let me take all the pain that he's going to go through. And I got so sick yesterday, instantly came upon me. And I couldn't even get out of bed yesterday. We're like Jesus. We take stuff. so they don't have to. Because I don't want them to be condemned. I'm not want them to go to hell. So I just point something out and they go justifying these false churches and these false Bibles. Jesus said, and you didn't listen to me, but you listen to this one. It's the same with us. We're to occupy in his time. So, anyways, I'm going to get going on with this. So, example one, go ye up into the feast, and I go not up yet into the feast, for my time is not yet full come. So, 7 9, and when he had said these words unto them, he abode still in Galilee. So, it's giving examples from both books, okay? I'm just going to let you see. I'm very sick, so I don't know how long I'll be on. So, the ESV is the fourth translation in the series of revisions, which go back to the first modern Bible translation that's revealed versions. The KJV versus ESV is mixes. Is ESV a good translation? Absolutely not. So I threw away, I had an NIV Bible and I gave it away, but that was a long time ago. If I would have known what it was, I wouldn't have gave it away to anybody. I would have thrown it in the garbage. The KJV is the best translation of out of any of the books, and all those other books up there speak of God many times over, and they're not hearing that. This one guy was teaching against Jasher when God twice said that Jasher, I told you in Jasher in First Samuel. Let me grab that book. I hope it doesn't fall down. So Joshua 10:13 and Second Samuel 1:18. If God has referred to this twice, doesn't it say where two is, there he is? That's God revealing that this book is of God. And this guy tried to say, well, although it's in there, they justify. Many houses are desolate in this time. They're running to these ones that think they know it all. And that's grave and mistake. It's the same thing they did to Jesus, they're doing to us, okay? So, and I'm a living testimony of that because it happens to me every day. I have to get away from many people because that's what they do. I am alone. I have me, Mark, and now I'll say Jerry. That's it. Because the other one keeps justifying these false teachings and these false churches. And I'm done with it. I can't, all I can do now is bless him going out, pray for him, and hopefully he sees the truth of that instead of justify uh, false teaching and false uh, ESV. When I did it, I was at a Bible store. Notice how go to the bookstores and look for KJV. It's hard to find. So every time I go to one, I buy it if I find one. I look for the big one, right? So that's what they're saying. They justify what Jesus is saying through us. It's the same thing. We were to occupy for Jesus. Okay, let me go. We are to occupy until Jesus gets back. KJV. Luke 19:13. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, Occupy till I come. He delivered them messages. That's what that's saying. And you are to give those messages out that he gives you. But people can't see it. My friend Mark has never once, ever once, and Jerry and Myra cast down what I'm trying to teach them. This friend does it. Therefore, I have to get away from him. I can only do it so long. Like Jesus said, you have the poor with you, but me, not always. Poor with you for the rest of the life. That's poor, contrite spirit. We are poor because being poor keeps you thirsting and hungering for the Lord. Man, I couldn't even get out of bed yesterday. I said to God, don't put it on him, put it on me. And instantly when I got home, I was deathly sick. I felt like I was going to die yesterday. I could barely walk and I didn't get out of bed all day. Okay. I couldn't even read. My eyes were just wonky. So we are to occupy until he gets back. When he gives us a message, we are supposed to give that message out. And we're trying to help people and do it out of love, but yet they don't see that. They start screaming and yelling at me. I've had it happen to me from one dude several times. It's okay. I'm still there. I told him I'm still here for you. All they said is, God bless you. I have to let you go. And then I said, God, don't put it on him, for he knows not what he does. Was I a little upset? Yes, I was. It hurt me because he's done it many times. But I'm used to it. You're going to be alone. Okay. Ask Mark. He's alone. He has no one around that he can teach. They don't want to listen to him. Many houses will be desolate. Isaiah is an end time book. Okay. So, but they won't listen because they want to listen to the one. Well, God directs my path to listen to the ESV. God's directing your path to listen to that. You might be hearing from somebody else. Okay. And I'm not trying to down anybody, but I know the Bibles. Okay. And I know the KJV is the only proper translation that we have. And you add the rest of those books, the Maccabees, all these books are referred to in the Bible. Okay. Because they took it out of the Bible, but I have the Apocrypha in the Bible. God said he'd put it back in the Bible. He was literally serious about that. Daniel shut the books up for the time. This is what's making people fall away from the truth. They're falling away from mysteries of God because they don't believe someone like me can teach them. And they say, where do you get your stuff from? Man, I've studied for hours. I can't even tell you how many hours. Okay. So when I first started out, it wasn't tons of hours. So I'm going to open up my Bible because that's what I need to teach in, right? So it says in the Bible that we stand in front of God's face before we come. How do you do that? That's your spirit, your she. I've got lots to back this up, and I don't need to prove to anybody. Okay? That's not what I'm here to do. I'm just here to teach. If you're up against what I said, then what can I do about it? Right? Okay, so I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to start. I'm actually going to start right where I'm reading off. Okay? So Jeremiah 47:7. How can it be quiet, seeing the Lord hath given it a charge against Ashkelon and against the seashore? There hath he appointed it. Against Moab, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel: Woe unto Nebo, for it is spoiled and taken. We are spoiled. Okay? God used to destroy, that's why he was called bait. Before he brought Jesus, he destroyed them. Now he made a way with Jesus. Our salvation is through him, saving. When you're saved, you're out of this body. You can't lose your salvation. And I heard a teacher even say that this morning, too. This is where people go wrong. No, that's not it. That's not it. That must be it. Where the heck is it? Is it that one? Oh, where did it go? There it is. But we are bound to give thanks always. This is Second Thessalonians 2:13. Give thanks to God for you, brethren, because of the Lord, because he hath from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification of the Spirit and belief on the truth. That just adds to what I say. If they're not believing what I say, then they're not believing the truth because Jesus gives it to me. That's it. Because I seek and seek and seek diligently the Lord. And that's what it says. You must seek him. What are you seeking? The truth, the way, the truth, and the life. And the truth sets you free of bondage. So many people are in bondage. I know a guy that's in bondage to the fake church in the ESV. Yet, even Google says the ESV is corrupted. So why would you read from a corrupted book? Why would you go to corrupt churches? I just don't understand that. And Jesus said, because me you won't listen to, but he you will. That's talking about Satan. Jesus said, because me you won't listen to, but he you will listen to. KJV. This is the same because Jesus is in us, right? So people don't get this stuff. He comes through us. So he that heareth you heareth me. How much more do I need to say? That puts a stop to it right there. He who hears you hears me. He who rejects you rejects me, the truth. Huh. And he who rejects me rejects him who sent me. They're rejecting God when they reject me. And I'm not boasting on that. I give all thanks to Jesus for that. If someone's getting mysteries of God, you know how close you have to be to get mysteries from God? You have to prove yourself worthy by studying and listening, but not these apostate churches and apostate Bibles. They just don't get it. Okay? I'm here to help. And yet they turn it around on me and say, you need to get closer to God. No wonder why my fruit keeps falling off my tree. That's why God put it there. Usually on my orange tree, when the fruit grows, it grows till its fullest. They're falling off. He's showing me physically and spiritually, this is a great apostate church. I heard a guy that was totally against rapture now teaching it. The twinkling of an eye. Do you understand what the twinkling of an eye means? Your angel moves at 88,000 miles per hour, the twinkling of an eye. Okay? That's actually saying no rapture, by the way. The catching away, you can't catch yourself away. Only your spirit can. When it's time, when you're fulfilled and you get the new wine, it can't go into this body. You can't be whole here. He lost Ananias and Sapphira for that, and he did that just to show that. Okay. So that's a mind blower. He that heareth you heareth me. What more could I say than that? I don't even have to add to that anymore. And he that despiseth you despiseth me. These people want to kill me, my friend. They want to kill the spirit that I'm teaching. Well, you can't chat for some reason. It happens to me over and over, Jerry. So, and I'm not naming any names, but one off of our channel did it to me again, saying you got to get closer to God. Man, I'm trying to get as close to Him as I can, and I'm not stopping. And you can't chat, eh? Wow. Yeah. So you heard that then, Jerry. You're on, right? Just message me. You can hear me. You're on. He that heareth you heareth me. What more do I need to say? I'm not boasting it or proving anything. The word's proving it. These guys go, you want to prove everything. No, I don't. I just let the word do the talking, not me. So, anyways, and there's many scriptures that say that. Okay. I send a messenger and he you will listen to. But if you're casting that messenger out, you're casting Jesus out and you're turning away to the apostate church. Let me go into this one now. And he's like, "Oh, you're making me pull my hair out." And people don't want to hear that. No, they don't want to hear the truth. But yet, the truth sets them free. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go to this one now. It says it all, and they're going to misdirect it. Okay, and I'm going to go on. So Satan will cause a falling away or an apostasy before the Lord returns. Hmm, I see it in many people. You're not listening to me when I speak. I just got the speaker. That's it. I'm just the dummy. I'm just the one, the donkey being rode in on, like he says. So that ye not soon shaken in mind us, neither by spirit nor by the word, as the day of Christ is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means. These ones with the false Bibles, these ones in the churches. Not all the churches, okay? So I'll give it that. But most all the churches, okay? So for there should become a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Why? Because they're turning away from the truth. That's why God put these words back into the Bible. It's back into the Bible, just like God said. It's not a joke. You can go and buy that Bible today, the ones with the Apocrypha in it. God said to Daniel, shut them up. People don't take that seriously. And now it's back in the KJV. So, how are you going to say that they're not real? Why would God tell lies in these books through his people? Okay. I hear the word of the Lord in all those books over and over and over and over and over. So, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Because why does it already work? Because they who don't believe in me don't believe in Jesus. And that's iniquity. Turning away from the truth is one of the biggest because Jesus says, I'm the way, the truth. And then through the truth comes life, truth, faith, and grace. Hmm. Those are very important keys. So, for the mystery of the iniquity doth already work, and he who now worketh and Christ suffer him to work until the time is fulfilled that he shall be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked one be revealed. You're going to kill us because they don't want us here on this earth. Because they think that we're giving them trouble when we're trying to help them. And they say, you don't get closer to God. Dude, other way around. Okay? I'm getting as close as I can. So, and then shall the wicked one be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Yea, the Lord, even Jesus, whose coming is not until after there cometh a falling away. Did you hear that? The last thing. It's horrible. Like, I see it. He shows me the falling away. I listen to people and I go, that's not what the Bible says. So, till then, after thou cometh a falling away by working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. They're believing the apostate church and the apostate Bibles, and they're covering and justifying for them. I saw it today. Oh, I wanted to go into. Oh, so who is willing to have all men? 1 Timothy 2:4. Who is willing to have all men to be saved, until to come unto the knowledge of the truth? That's knowledge. Truth is knowledge. Many of their houses are desolate. Which is in Christ Jesus, the only begotten Son of God, and ordained to be a mediator between God and man, who is one God, and have power over all men. Okay, so having a form of godliness, but not coming to the full truth, knowledge, and power of KJV.
According to Bible, King James Version, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away.
So I have to turn away from another one today. See, I can only teach a guy so long before God says he's just going to keep casting stones at you. Who is one to say that you're not close to God? That's judging. Get close to God. You don't know. Nobody knows how close to God you are but you and God. Hmm. Like the one guy said to me on Friday, I know you. And you want to prove everything. You don't know me because we change every day. We are a growing tree. Growing means changing, being made a new creature. And that's a process. Every day, a little bit of deliverance comes to you. When I got struck down from God the other day, it happened instantly, guys. I was deathly ill within half an hour. I felt like I was going to die. Am I taking it for him? I want the guy to go to heaven, no matter how much he strikes me down. So, having a form of godliness, but turn away. Turn away from them. So, for the sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women. Silly women is the harlot whore. And they're leading her away from being made a new creature, the one that stands before God night and day, your spirit. That is the bridegroom. I teach that, and barely anybody understands that. I know the people on my channel do, But they don't like seeing me get the mysteries of God, and they envy it and their covetousness over it. They want what I have. But you can get that, okay? Just quit turning away from the truth. When I work with people one on one, I send them the truth, not to hurt them, to try to get them out of that apostate, falling away church. They won't see that. They'll see as I'm trying to strike them down. For they lead captive silly women, harlot whores, led away from diverse lusts, ever learning and never able to come to knowledge of the truth. Knowledge is truth. And they're leaving knowledge, guys. Leaving out these books. That's why God put it back into the Bible today. And if they reject them, they're rejecting the Lord, because the Lord was coming through those people just like he does with us today. And that I heard the one say rapture, and I was like, false teaching. I'll just write out, because I've heard him do these false teachings before. And you need to make it uh, known. You need to expose these guys. Who else is going to do it? Okay. So, and I said, yeah, and they got all mad at me. You need to respect the teacher. And I said, yeah, I just want the truth. I'll leave the channel. Thank you. And I unsubscribed. Okay. From them, get away. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power of, which is the knowledge and the truth. Right at the end. So, and I'm deathly sick, and I hope I took the guy's punishment and that God didn't punish them. Okay? I don't want them to be punished. Remember, Jesus took everything that we took. Don't you think we take things that they are supposed to take? That's why I wish no hurt upon them. Bring it upon me. I'll take the pains. I'll take the suffering. And I did. Okay, I'm going to just. Okay, here's one full. I'm going to keep this page and I'm going to go on to Jeremiah 49:5. Behold, I will bring fear upon thee. So that's the Lord saying he's going to bring fear upon thee, saith the Lord of hosts, from all those that be about thee, and ye shall be driven out of every man right forth, and none shall gather up him that wandereth. And after I will bring again the captivity of the children of Ammon, saith the Lord. What happens? Brings you into captivity. Uh, we're all in chains and binds, and leaving the truth of God is one of the biggest apostasy bounds us up. So why do we leave from it? Because I know the one guy says, I go to church to find a woman. Well, you're not going to find one. That's the wrong reason. You're going by your own motives. Okay? You are not going to get the word of God reading the ESV, going to false churches, trying to get a woman. Why don't you go to Christian Mingle? Try to find a woman. But if God doesn't put her in your path, maybe you're not meant to have a woman. Okay? And I'll tell you right now, it's better. It's better to be celibate. I know that there's its pluses and there's negatives, but the negatives sometimes overweigh. Concerning, so we're in captivity, bounds, and chains to diverse lusts. Uh, like I say, going away from the truth, you're in chains, you're in binds. And he's not going to add to that with that knowledge and truth that you've turned away from. Okay? I'm not here to speak and brag about anything that I have. The Lord gives me and the people on my channel something like Mark was like, I don't even know how many dreams of me being there with him in heaven. So, and Cormac too, and Junior Pre. So, I don't need to prove nothing. Okay. And that's what they think. Because why? Because of their pride. They envy. I knew it. I saw it out of this guy because I said, "Are you getting any dreams from God?" I just wanted to find out. I wanted to hear some dreams. None. Uh oh. God gives dreams to us. Dreamer of dreams. Let's go there. The Dreamers of Dreams, KJV.
According to Bible, King James Version, and that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death, because he hath spoken to turn you away from the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt, and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, to thrust thee out of the way which the Lord thy God commanded thee to walk in.
Shall be put to death because he has spoken to turn you away from the Lord. That's not the one that I'm looking for. Okay. So there'll be dreamers. KJV, there'll be dreamers. Okay, Deuteronomy 13:1. If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or a wonder. I think this is that. And a sign or a wonder that come to pass, whereof he spoke unto thee, saying, Let us go after other gods, which thou hast not known, and let us serve them. This is not the one I'm looking for. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams. Yeah. He's getting dreams from Satan. Okay. That's not the one I'm looking for. I don't prophesy nothing. Okay. So you, wherever love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. That's not the one I'm looking for. The dreams I get, I can tell you if they're from God or Satan. God gives me many of the same one, and Satan gives me many of the same ones. Always gonna have sex. That is of Satan. Then with God, he showed me in heaven many times. Okay. So it'll come to pass, Acts 2:17, in the last days saith the Lord, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. That's the one I'm looking for. Okay. So if I get a bad dream about somebody, I keep it quiet. I don't tell them about that dream. I got a dream of him wanting to kill me twice, and he did it, which is crazy. God showed me that he was going to keep doing that to me. So what do you got to do? You have to get away from those ones that have a form of godliness, and not even to pray for them. You can't, and that's because he knows you already have prayed for them, and it's not working. That in these days we should be getting dreams, okay, and visions. God's people well. Okay. All right. So I'm on 9. If grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, will they destroy till they have enough? Hmm. Thief at night. Jesus has the destroyer, and he's calling the reaper angel, and he tells them to thieve their soul. Okay? Because we're gathering grapes to the vine. That's people. Okay? Grapes to the vine. And they would not leave some gleaning grapes. If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. That means they're going to get the numerable amount of people, um, martyrs, and they're going to destroy until they have what they think is their peace world, LTGB world, whatever you want to call it. So, but I have made Esau bare and uncovered his secret places. Remember, God said to Esau, I knew you in the belly and I hated you. Born of Cain, born of Satan. Remember, Satan had a jump on Abel. He planted, there's more people on this earth, and in this day the houses will be very desolate. And he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled. Satan's seed is spoiled. And his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. He's nothing. He comes to naught, nothing. If you don't have Jesus, you have nothing. You're found wanting. Without Jesus, you're not. That's what that means. You're nothing without Jesus. Are you there, Jerry? And they don't like the truth because I send it to them. Like, listen to what this guy said to me. Do you believe that God directs the steps of all in this world, good and bad? No, that's a false teaching. We walk in our ordained path. They do as their fathers do. Hmm. This is what he said to me. Your doctrine is mixed. That shows that to me within the first few words. The steps of a righteous man is ordained, predestinated. But what did Jesus say? You are of your fathers. You just do. It says it in the Old Testament. You just do as your father. You just did as your father. And they sin, and did as their father did. It's not predestinated. Listen to this guy trying to teach this stuff. How fake his teaching is. He shouldn't be teaching the word of the Lord. He should only be planting seeds. Right here. Do you believe that God directs the steps of all in the world, good and bad? Do you know your Bible? You don't. No, he doesn't. The steps of the righteous man is ordained. That's it. Beginning the end and all things cannot maintain the integrity of the Bible. He's not God, and you might as well forget about God. Okay, there's more false teaching. He believes that the steps of the bad people are ordained. No, they're not. They just do as their fathers. And then you're saying you might as well forget God. Do you believe that God directs the steps of all in this world, good and bad? Well, maybe he puts it in them to follow Satan, but that's not what the Bible says. That's fake teaching. You might as well forget about God, and all the people that don't want to hear this want to split hairs. That's good. You must be hitting a nerve in people. You hit that nerve. If they cast you asunder and it's the truth, they're leaving the truth. About did they keep and cherish it in their lives, my friend? Get close to God. Who are you to tell me to get close to God? I do nothing but try to get closer to God every day. Okay, so, and God didn't ordain the bad people. The steps of a righteous man is ordained. They just do as their fathers. So that's false teaching right there. From them, we have to get away. The ones that have a form of godliness but never come to the full power, the truth, knowledge. For them, get away. So I can see it, and even with friends, okay? And I'm not there to go, hey, you're a bad dude, you're not going to make it to heaven. No, I'm there to try to help you. But they cast me off. Well, you can't teach. Anyways, so leave thy father's children, I will preserve them alive, and I will let the widows trust in me. The widows trust in me. Because we're not born out of this womb yet. We're still a widowed, but we're being made a new creature. We got off of him, and now when it says widows, okay, you're born into darkness. You're born a widow. So, and let thy widows trust in me. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have already drunken. Fornication. They all drank out of the cup of her fornication. Right there. So, will they trust in the Lord? That I don't know. Aren't so and thou and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it, of the cup of our fornication. That's everybody. We're all born widowed. Okay? Then when you become the bride, you've given yourself to Jesus. And then when you got your spirit that comes from above, goes from here and there, then you're the bridegroom. What's the bridegroom? The children of God, be like unto Jesus, just don't know when. They don't get that. Nobody does. Like some do. I'm not saying nobody, but they all mean the same thing. Okay. Widow is a harlot whore because they drank out of her cup of her fornication, which it says right here. Altogether go unpunished, thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it, of the cup of her fornication. That's the harlot whore. Satan. That's Satan. That's what the harlot whore is. Anyway, for I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord, that Bozrah shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse. All the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste. All the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste. That's back then. So you don't think, remember Isaiah 5, many houses will be desolate of truth and knowledge. Satan is working through these people and they don't even know it. So, anyways, I have heard a rumor from the Lord, an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come against her. That's the harlot whore. That's the widow. Come against her and arise unto the battle. Because once you come against her, you're either for God or Satan. You're gone against the harlot whore. Rise up to the battle. Get ready. When you give yourself to God, it's going to be a battle. Huh. And I'm a testimony to that. Every day, someone new is screaming at me or telling lies to me and saying I'm not close to God. So, for lo, I will make thee small among the heathen. What are we? We're small among the heathen. They think of us as nothing. I've gone through this and despised among men. I'm despised by everyone but my wife and some people on here. That's it. And Jesus and God. I'd have to put them first. Their terribleness had deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart. I saw that the other day. This guy was screaming before he started screaming at you know what he said? I'm humble. Then he started screaming. Is that humble? I'm just to use it for a witness. That's not humble at all. That's hypocritical. And where do hypocrites go? And I'm not saying he's going there. I hope he doesn't. I hope I took his punishment for him. I really do. That's, this is crazy how the Lord lent me to this page. So, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, that's the ones that are hiding from the ones sitting on the throne. They're trying to hide like Adam did when he sinned. You can't hide from God. Thou holdest thy height of thy hill. The height of a hill that's inside you of darkness, if that isn't been chopped down, it's a high hill. And the Lord will remove mountains. But if you're not listening to the truth, you're not growing. He's not going to remove any of those mountains. Okay. And then people don't see that and they say that I'm godly and you're not. That's what they say to me. You need to get close to God. Through thou shouldest make thy nest as the eagle, and I will bring thee down thence, saith the Lord. They try to make their nests. This is Obadiah 1:4. In heavens, and they can't. He will bring them down. Who's the eagle? Jesus, the strong bird that sits on that high. He's the strongest bird, the eagle. So this is saying, through thou shouldest make thy nest as high as an eagle. I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord. Right at the end, the Lord. You can't go into the heavens. It's not made. Your little tin cans you're making have to have an atmosphere, a stratosphere, a magnosphere, and a strontosphere just to travel out there. And there's no way they can do that. It has to get through. And what God is saying here is Obadiah 1:4. That's why that's a good one. I like that one. Obadiah 1:4 KJV. Not 14. Obadiah 1-4 KJV. Same as this. And I don't read any other book, and these people, they just don't get it. Through thou exaltest thyself as an eagle, and through thou set thy nest among the stars, thence I will bring thee down, saith the Lord. You can't go into the heavens. Why aren't people teaching this? Double scripture. Where two is, there the Lord is. And that's why I know those books, because some of them have many, many scriptures in them. It's unreal. So though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord. I heard the one say that's the fallen angels trying to make their way back up, and God said, no, it's not. Anything that goes up there, God's casting down. Okay? They're not on Mars or Mercury. You can't land on Mercury. You want me to go there? And they called Barnabas Jupiter and Paul Mercurius because he was the chief speaker. He's the starter of us, the Gentiles. Without him, the Gentiles may never have came in. Mercurius is Mercury, and Jupiter is Barnabas. These things, what the Bible even says, encapsulate souls. And people just don't get that. They're falling away from truth. God wanted these truths at the end because He got me these books. And I went into them and I started getting mysteries revealed. Must read the Bible before you read those, because then you can match them up. So as Edom shall be a desolation, every one that goeth by it shall be astonished and hissing at all the plagues thereof. That's the whole world. As it's overthrown of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. Behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan against the habitation of the strong, but I will suddenly make him run away from her. You get it? Run away from her. Who's her? Either the widow, and God makes some people run away from their own spirit because they weren't meant to have that. God uses the evil sometimes to bring people in, and then that evil withers and becomes what it truly was. He uses evil people. He did it with Nebuchadnezzar. He uses evil people to bring people in, and then he hardens their heart. That's how I know what her and she and widow and all that stuff is, because it repeats it. And who is chosen man that I may appoint over her? If you're chosen man, she works over you. And therefore, Jeremiah 1, I knew you before you were in the belly, and before thou comest, thou standest in front of me. How is that possible? This is how I knew that. Much study. So, and also the Apostle Paul. It says it many times in the Bible now, and I'm seeing it more and more and more as I read it. Her, she. There's a she of evil, and there's a she of God, the bridegroom, and the whore. The whore is Satan. The bridegroom is of God. That's it. So, and whom will appoint me the time, and who is that shepherd that will stand before me? I'm a shepherd, and there isn't very many shepherds because they're teaching false stuff, reading out of false Bibles. NIV. Want me to find out what's the difference between the NIV? It's the same thing. It doesn't give you the full truth. That's why I found the books. There's Enoch 1, 2, and 3. I don't believe 2 and 3. Okay? Because they talk about planets and Trinity God, and there's a bunch of garbage in those two. Enoch 1, the one that I have, doesn't speak of that. For who is like me, and who will appoint me the time, and who is a shepherd that will stand before me? What's he saying there? Who is a shepherd? There ain't very many. Not in this time. We're in the apostate church, the great falling away. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord. What the Lord works through me is his counsel, and they don't see it. They cast us under, and especially the ones in your hometown, that he hath taken against Edom, and his purpose that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. Hmm. So Jesus had one in his flock. We all have one in our flock. If one leaves my channel, one will come back in and try to draw people out. That's what that's saying. Because they believe they have the truth and their pride is in the way. And how could you have the truth? That's so many people have that pride in them. We're not to fight about the word of God. These people want to scream and yell and fight and preach wrong things as they're telling you. Steps of a righteous man is ordained, but not of Satan. They just do what their fathers do. So the earth is at a noise of their fall. Huh, that's kind of crazy. We are moved by the noise of their fall. Oh, guys, I've been moved by it because I see it everywhere. And it kills me almost. But I'm to keep my hands on the plow, looking forward and not looking back. It's really hard when you got people that you love screaming at you. Wow, the earth is moved. That's the people. At the noise of their fall. At the cry of the noise there was heard in the Red Sea. Behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle, and spread his wings over Bozrah. And at the day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pains. Are we in pains? Are we that woman? We are in birth pains and we're going through the canal right now, and it hurts. Anyone that becomes of that woman, the bridegroom, goes through pains. When you give yourself to God, if you teach the stuff that I teach, get ready. People are going to go against it. That's all. And that's what the Lord teaches, not me. So concerning Damascus, Hamath is confounded and Abrad or Arpad. I don't know what that means. For they have heard evil tidings. They are faint hearted. There is sorrow on the sea. It cannot be quiet. On the sea of his people. We are the waters that go into the sea from God, from the river to the water, to the sea, to the ocean. We are sorrow on the sea. It cannot be quiet. In you, it ain't gonna be quiet. There's always gonna be something. You'll be in a fight with a bear outside the door. You'll come and you'll put your arm on the wall. You'll be bitten by a snake. Great tribulation is now for me. I don't know about you. Damascus is waxed feeble and turneth herself to flee, and here has seized on her once again. Her anguish and sorrow have taken her as a woman in travail. That's taken us, but it hasn't. It hurts you at the time, but it's always happening. You see, because Satan wants to bring ones you think are Christians against you. And it causes a woman in travail. Because our spirit longs for us and it mourns too. How is the city? Praise not left the city of my joy. Therefore her young men shall fall in her streets. Her young men, Jezebel, hearted whore, shall fall in the streets. And all the men of war shall be cut that day, because there'll be no more war, saith the Lord of hosts. And I will kindle a fire in the wall of Damascus, and it shall consume the places of Benadad. Concerning Kedar and concerning the kingdoms of Hazar and Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, shall smite, thus saith the Lord. They're smiting us, aren't they? The people of Nebuchadnezzar are Satan. The people of these kingdoms that love this kingdom here are of Satan. And they're not going to stop smiting you guys. So you're going to have much sorrow. You get over that. But then that happens and then someone else smites you. Yeah. They never answer back when I give them love and I say, hey man, it's all good, brother, I'm there for you. And they don't answer back because of the guilt. So arise ye, go up to Kedar and spoil the man of the east. Their tents and their flocks shall they take away. They shall take to themselves their curtains and their vessels and their camels, and they shall cry unto them, fear is on every side. Huh? We don't have fear. These ones teaching, oh, this is going to happen, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. There's war, this is happening, war. I don't even worry about that stuff. God's on our side. If war breaks out, let it be. You are to watch it and just, you know, hey man, war's on the brink, but don't keep preaching over war. You're putting fear on every side. That's false teaching. So flee, get you far off, dwell deep, O ye inhabitants of Hazar, saith the Lord. For Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, have taken counsel against you. Taken counsel against us. You're taking counsel against what the Lord's trying to teach me to help you. You're taking counsel against God. And I'm not trying to boast, man. It's the same if someone does it to you guys. They're taking counsel against you with false stuff, which I just saw. And hath conceived a purpose against you. That happened to me again today. Arise, get ye up into the wealthy nation, and dwelleth without care, saith the Lord, which hath neither gates nor bars, which dwell alone. That's us. And their camels shall be a booty, and the multitude of their cattle a spoil. And I will scatter into all the winds of them that are in the uttermost corners. And I will bring their calamity from all sides thereof, saith the Lord. That's kind of what's happening with us. But it strengthens you, right? So that when it happens again, you just back away and go, listen, I'm done. I can't help you anymore. You're listening to they, them, and not us, he. Because we are he. What the Lord speaks through us, they won't listen. And that's how you know it. And they make excuses and tell you false doctrine. Anyways, it's all good, man. I'm out of here, guys. I gotta go lay down. I might come on later. I probably will. God bless you and see you later.